Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the Paradigm AI Smoke Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Hi there, welcome into your Golf Central update. Anna Jackson, pleased to be alongside PGA Tour veteran in Brendan DeJong following an unforgettable final day at Riviera Country Club. Hideki Matsuyama is your champion at the Genesis Invitational. Well, how did he do it? I'll show you how he did it. He was 6 under as he walked up onto the 15th and then produced this magic, Brendan.
And this is the shot of a man who is absolutely dialed in. Chases it up there a couple inches from the hole.
Just amazing. He birdied 1, 2, and 3, then birdied 10, 11, and 12, converted the birdie here on 15, and then did the same on 16.
Sometimes with Hideki's follow-through, you don't know exactly where the ball's going. You can see there he's not overly thrilled until it lands and almost goes in.
Nothing not to be thrilled about with that shot. Tap-in birdie for him there on 16 to move to 8 under. And he did birdie 17 as well, but this was for a 61, by the way, which would have been a record at Riviera.
And when you've got a putt for a course record, you've got to give it a go, and Hideki did. The putt that looked good for a long, long time. Left him a tricky little downhiller coming back, but handled that beautifully.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it settling for a 62. I think there was a lot to celebrate in that final round for Hideki Matsuyama. He started the day 6 strokes trailing behind Patrick Kentley, and he walked away with a 3-shot victory, his first win since the 2022 Sony Open. So it's been a long time coming for Hideki Matsuyama, but you can see a perfectly clean scorecard, 9 under, with a finishing score of 17 under par. And his performance has caught the attention of some of his colleagues. Jordan Spieth tweeting, "Great play, Hideki. Just make sure you double-check that scorecard." Of course, Spieth was disqualified for signing for an incorrect scorecard on Friday, but we also lost Tiger Woods on Friday as well when he withdrew, but he did tweet from wherever he was today saying, "Congratulations, Hideki, on an incredible win at the Genesis. I was watching all day and seeing a record-breaking 62 and coming from 6 shots back is truly special." Well, it is hard to argue with anything that Tiger Woods says, especially that, but it really was a phenomenal performance. We didn't really have our eye on Hideki Matsuyama, I will be honest, this week, but all day long he just dominated this field. What stood out to you about how he got it done?
The iron game there towards the end. He's an elite iron player, one of the best in the world, and has been for a long time. And then under the gun, just hit 2 absolute lasers, both to within inches of the hole.
What does it show you about Hideki Matsuyama? We saw him with that clutch 3-wood at the 2022 Sony Open to get it done in that playoff, and then to produce shots like 15, 16 and 17. What have you learned about what he's able to do out there today?
He can get it done under the gun. He's won some of the biggest tournaments. He's won Augusta. He's won at Jack's Place there at Memorial. This tournament, one of the biggest on the PGA Tour. So no place is too big for Hideki.
Yeah, and he did struggle a little bit last season. We know he had that back injury, and then he had a neck injury which forced him to withdraw from the BMW Championship last year, finished 49th in the FedEx Cup standing, so just inside that top 50 to get into all of these signature events this season. But this will be huge for him. This pretty much locks up his top 50 status for next season. How much do you think this could propel him on for the rest of the year now?
Massively. I think he's going to take so much momentum as we move forward. Goes to a place coming up pretty soon at the Players' Championship where he's performed very well. I mentioned it earlier, he's won at Augusta, so I think he's going to jump into a massive year springboarding off this event.
Yeah, what do you think he will take from this final round as well? Because it's been a while since we've seen Hideki do Hideki kind of things.
This is something that you can lean back on for a long time. You can look back at this final round, some of the shots you hit down the stretch, and that's some really good information to lean back on.
Yeah, and I know you have a special friendship with him as well. You were part of that international 2013 President's Cup team with Hideki. Just give us a sense of what he was like in the locker room, because I think everybody just wants to know Hideki Matsuyama a little bit better.
He's a fantastic guy. He really is. Got a lovely sense of humor. At the time, back in 2013, his English wasn't so good. It's improved a lot since then. He did a super job of incorporating himself with the guys, was in the middle of everything, playing ping pong with everybody. He really is. He's a very, very humble guy and a very, very humble superstar.
Okay, well, a lot to be celebrated about Hideki Matsuyama today as he picked up his 9th PGA Tour title at Riviera Country Club. But he did have some chasers who did try to apply the pressure today. One of those was Will Zalatoris, had a really nice final round 69. That bogey on 15 just set him back in that final stretch. But for someone who's coming back from an injury that could have sidelined his career, it was a very good performance indeed. And it turns out it was a very emotional week off the course for Zalatoris.
I know you wanted to win, obviously, but from all you've been through, to finish second, to play the way you did on the weekend, what are your emotions right now?
Yeah, pretty excited, obviously, with where my game's headed. You know, I didn't say anything all week, but I sorry.
No.
I lost a family member on Thursday, and she was so she was with me all week. You know, it was pretty special on Friday to make the hole-in-one. After I, sorry. It's pretty special to make the hole-in-one on Friday after I found out on Thursday. So she was with me all week.
So it was a runner-up finish for Will Zalatoris, and we'll get to his performance today in just a moment. But just a word on learning about what he was experiencing off the course this week. How hard is it to compartmentalize your golf away from clearly a tragedy that he's been trying to block out and deal with for this entire week?
Yeah, you know, watching that interview, we see the human side to these guys. It can be hard, but you can also take that 5 hours that you have between the ropes as sort of a time to get away from it. You know, you're going to have to deal with a lot once you get back off the golf course, dealing with family members, but that can sort of be your solace. You get away for 5 hours and you know you need to take care of business out there, and you try and do your best to just turn off while you're out there.
Yeah, and he almost did. I mean, he'd played fantastic golf all week long. This is only his 4th start back this season since coming back from that back surgery that he had last April. He got off to a rough start really at the beginning of the year, struggled in December at the Hero, missed the cut at the Sony, but each time he's teed it up, he has just got that little bit better. And this week, all of a sudden, he found himself with a chance to pick up his 2nd tour title. How impressive was it, considering the changes that he's made, to do what he did today? Oh,
very, very impressive. He's well ahead of his schedule. You talked about it. He's made some huge swing changes, come out with a different putting style. There's no way that he could really have expected to be in contention this quickly. So it's great to see from Will Zalatoris.
Big things potentially coming up this season for him? Very
much so. If he can keep putting the ball the way he is, he's one of the elite ball strikers in the game. It could be a huge season.
Yeah, he's already contended in majors over the last couple of years. So it could be a big year for Zalatoris. It could also be a very big year for Hideki Matsuyama. He is your champion at the Genesis Invitational. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.